Welcome to Spenelli Speaks. Danny here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you are well. I hope you have subscribed. So hit that subscribe button while you're there and the notification bell. That'll help you see all of my videos as soon as they come out. Today, I'm going to be doing my March TBR. And if you watched my last video, you saw that I did not read too many of my books from February. So they have all been huckered on to my March TBR. I won't get too much into all of them considering I've already explained them, so if you are a current viewer, you'll maybe have already seen those, so I don't want to spend too much time on those. I'll link the video up above of my February TBR so you can see a little bit more on those. Now, I do have 2 dogs in the room right now, and it's a very small room, so at some point they might get agitated and want to be either in my face or my lap, so just giving you full warning. Now, before I get into that, I have to show you this super awesome gift that I got from my friend Beth Ann, who is also very bookish. I would say she's more of my movie and books friend over myself, who I think I'm into more books and then movies. I think she's more movies into books, so we complement each other very well. But she got me this super cute thing. Now, at first glance, what does this look like, y'all? It looks like a book, Danny. But wait, there's more. Isn't that the coolest thing? It's like a light. But I'm thinking like because it's magnetic, I might actually leave it look like this so that it's like on my shelf here, and then that way it'd be super cool and then be like a little light. But I'm just gonna have it open since it's kind of cool like that, and Dwight seems to like it and Kingston too. So if you're kind of wobbling there, it's because Kingston's on the bed and he doesn't like that. So I thought that was super cool. So we'll just kind of set that here for now and enjoy its very cute little light there. So hi Dwight. So the books that I'm going to be reading this month kind of go along with the books that I had wanted to read from last month with a few extras. Now, if you saw, I did read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy last month, and so this month I want to read the Restaurant at the End of the Universe, also by Douglas Adams. So this, I believe, is the second in that series, and I'm kind of excited because, like I said in my wrap-up video, I felt like Hitchhiker's Guide was like exactly the movie, so I felt like I didn't have any surprises. And so I would like to read this one and see if there's really more to the story. It looks about the same size as the last one, so I should be able to get to it pretty quickly. So that's the first one on my TBR. And then for middle... Whoa, Dwight, hi. So for Dwight, stop it. For middle grade March, which I hadn't really planned this. Okay. Dog off the bed. So I hadn't really planned to do middle grade March. I didn't really actually know about it until recently. I had already planned to kind of start this series of unfortunate events series in March. So it just happened to be a coincidence that it is middle grade March, and since these are middle grade books, I'll be able to kind of add to that community togetherness of that. So I am going to start a series for a series of unfortunate events. I'm going to read all of the books. I have already read them, but I'm going to reread them. I've actually read the first like 5 a couple of times actually, but I'm going to read them for you guys. So the this month I'm going to read The Bad Beginning and then The Reptile Room, which are the first 2 books in the series of unfortunate events. So I'll read these and then talk to you a little bit about it. I'll probably do some vlogging with this and show you the supplemental material that I have for this series. There is an unauthorized autobiography, and then there's also the Beatrice letters, which I showed you in one of my reorganizational videos. But it's really cool. Like this whole series is like super interesting once you put those supplementary pieces along with it. It's really cool. So I have both of those books that I plan to reread. And then I am going to be joining a read along with a few other booktubers, which I will put in the description. And then we are reading March into the Secret Garden, which I'll put there. My little fan. I'm hoping that maybe I'll be able to make it go like that or something. But anywho, I'll be reading The Secret Garden with all of them. I'm really excited. I realized after talking to them and thinking about it, I thought I had read this book, but when I picked it up and I started to really peruse, I don't think I've actually ever read the book. I think I've only ever seen adaptations. So in my mind, I'm thinking that I have read it, but then when I'm starting to look at the actual words, I know I have not read this book. So I'm super excited to actually see it from a different perspective and talk about it with others who are reading it at the same time. So we are going to be reading that in March here. We don't really have a designated schedule, but we're all going to be adding our ideas together. I'm going to be doing a vlog for this as well, and sharing that more towards the end of the month, not to give any spoilers away for any one of those creators that may have watched my videos. So I'm super excited for this. Again, if you're interested in reading this as well, go ahead and list your stuff as hashtag March into the Secret Garden. So that's another book, and that goes along with Middle Grade March as well. So the books that I did not get to last month then are going to be Alice I Have Been, which is a book about the life of the little girl Alice who actually prompted the Alice in Wonderland stories. So the author, Lewis Carroll, that's not his real name, but he knew he was going to a university, I believe it was Oxford. Oh, I'm gonna be wrong. But he knew these two little girls, Alice and then another little girl, and they were always very precocious and always wanting to hear stories. So he basically made up these stories for them and then wrote them down, and they became Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, which I read last month, and you can take a look at that in my wrap-up from last month. But I wanted to read this because this kind of goes along with that and takes a look at the life of this little girl, and I'm really kind of excited for that. So this is a biography, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to still keep that on my TBR and read that for this month. Then I also had the 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out the Window and Disappeared. This I have started to, and I don't do this that often. I don't like to look at other people's reviews. I like to go into a book. If I'm interested in it, I'll read it. But I'm starting to see that there weren't very good reviews on this, so now I'm hesitant, and I'm wondering if maybe that's why I didn't quite get to it last month. But I am going to read it because I have wanted to read it for quite some time. So that's also on my TBR. Then, like I said, I have Evergreen Tidings from the Baumgartners. I did start reading this last month, so I got into it just a little bit, and so far I have just been kind of introduced to some of the characters, and so far it's interesting in maybe not so good of a way, because I'm thinking to myself, where is this going? So right now I'm kind of understanding that this is about a family who's pretty well-to-do, considering the husband's role. He's been a scientist for irritable bowel syndrome. Which is funny in itself just because of the way it's being addressed in here. But so they have a good amount of money, and it's mainly been from the wife's point of view, Violet, and she writes these letters every holiday, like a Christmas holiday. So that's the Evergreen Tidings it comes from, and she's kind of if I got these letters in the mail, I'd be like, screw you, lady. I don't care how great your life is. Stop sending me dumb letters about how superb your life is and how you've had this and how you have this and blah, 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 blah. That's what it's about. She sends these letters like it's her Christmas letter, and oh, we've had a great year. We've this, that, and we've discovered this, and we've made this, and we had this, and retirement party this, and our daughter's also a scientist this. Lady. Seriously. So what I'm guessing is something's going to happen in their family where they might not have so much as what they have right now. I'm hoping, because she needs to learn some lessons. But like I said, I am not very far in, so I've got quite a few pages left to figure that all out. And I hope to do that with that. So that's also going to stay on my TBR. And then, of course, we have the Nora Roberts Year One. I will also keep on my TBR. So if you remember, this one looks a little bit different than her typical romancy stuff, but I was interested in jumping on that and was going to read it like for a romancy kind of novel for February. Never really did. Didn't get to it. I had all of these other books that I read and then audiobooks that I actually listened to. So I have that. And then I'm going to continue to listen to my C.J. Archer books, which are the steel and glass novels. That is a series about a group of people, mainly Matthew Glass and India Steele, and they are kind of investigating magicians. Magicians not in the like Broadway, Las Vegas magician kind of way, but more like they have magic. I'm sorry, my dog almost just jumped on the bed again. No, okay. Sit. No. Good boy. Anyways, I'm excited to continue to read those books and see where that goes. Like I said in the last video, there are 10 in that series, so you're going to see me talk a lot about that, but I don't know what I'm going to do after this third one because I don't have it. There's no more audiobooks on my Hoopla, which is my library's version of like, electronic library. So I'm excited to find out more about that because I really have been enjoying those books. So that's what's going to be on my TBR. So I think that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then whatever I get in my audiobooks. I'm still reading the London book. I've gotten a good way into that, but still pretty far behind as to where I should be. So I'll be looking into that as well. But yeah, what are you guys reading this month? Are you guys doing middle grade March? I think there's also like an Irish book readathon or Books of Ireland or something like that. And then I think it's my library is posting like it's Women's History Month or something. So what are you guys reading? Anything that you're excited about? Anything that you feel like you're really trying to get to from old TBRs? Have you been on track for your year-long list? I know I have 100 books that I want to read this year, and I'm about 16% done. So that means I've read 16 books. I know math. But anywho, I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope that you are enjoying the warm snap here in Wisconsin. We've actually had quite a nice weekend, which is nice, which still only in the 30s, but still that's pretty good. So, oh my gosh, this dog is killing me. You guys have a great day, and you know how it goes. Happy reading. Bye. Are you so annoying?